Welcome, everybody. As you can see, I'm not Eric and I'm not Mandy Tice. She hasn't joined us yet in the studio and didn't want you guys to wait too long. So we just decided to go live and we're just going to wing it. I'm not a host, I'm just a producer. So please bear with me. So today we were very lucky because we have Michelle Held as our guest. So, Michelle, welcome.
Thank you. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you, Michelle. Thank you for your patience. So can you please tell me what you're going to be doing today?
Today I decided to do a little snippet on mixing grays and how the subtle relationships of grays will amplify your color in other ways.
Perfect. All right. Well, we are very excited. We call this a sort of Valentine's Day special. We're going to be painting great. We're going to have a lot of fun. So let's get the show officially started.
It's Art School Live with Eric Rose.
So welcome, everybody. As you can see, I am not Eric Rhodes and I am not Mandy Tice, who was our guest host for this week. I don't know where Mandy is. I hope she's okay. So we're just winging it. That's what we do here. I'm Amandine. I'm the producer of the show. I'm usually in the background and I have my little toddler. You can probably hear him because we're not planning to go live. So today our guest is Michelle Held. She is going to show us how to elevate your paintings by mixing luminous grays. So let's get started with you, Michelle.
Hi. Are we ready? Are we going to do it now?
Yes, we are.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Michelle Held, and I thought today we'd do a little tutorial on mixing grays. They can get often very, very complicated, and maybe you're not sure if it's just black and white or adding color. So I thought I'd start with that today. So I'm not sure if you've ever done it, but have you ever mixed your entire palette with all the other colors and find the range of colors that you can do? I did this several years ago. And as you can see, they're very well used. You know, you can do these exercises as often as you want, but you have to put them to use. You know, it takes a lot of courage to be creative. And today I'm going to show you a couple ways to do that. All right. I'm going to switch you. Like Amandine said, that we lost our host today. So I'm going to sort of guide you through this. So I have my typical palette of colors right here that I always use. And as you probably already know, colors, if you mix the complementary color, you'll get a nice grayed down color. So we're going to start with a few of my favorites today. Let me get my palette knife. I have this nice vertical palette so you guys can see today. Sometimes it's hard if we don't have a second camera. So my friend just made this palette for me. I'm going to mix here some. This is probably my favorite gray that I've been using lately, which is phthalo green and quinacridone rose. I'm going to mix that there. Often I hear people say, you know, things get muddy. Sometimes muddy is great, right? But if you're looking to amplify your colors and create unity in your paintings, we need to know a little bit about what we're doing.
Michelle, can I interrupt you for a second? We found our guest host, and I'm so happy to see her pop in. I don't want to be a host ever again. So, Mandy, welcome.
Thank you so much. Hi, I am so sorry about my delayed entrance this morning. I'm so excited to work with you today, and so excited to watch this demo and relay the questions from the chat and generally have a wonderful art day with you today. So thank you for your patience.
Of course, Michelle, take it away.
Okay, I was feeling pretty lonely, so
Oh, well, you be lonely no more, my friend. I won't
Thank you.
I won't let you be alone. And I'm sure there are tons of comments asking all sorts of questions that I will make sure to relay to you.
Thank you. That helps, fill in the time and the energy as well. Yes. Hi, Mandy.
Hi, Michelle. I don't believe we've had opportunity to meet before, but I love florals and I'm really excited to see this demo today.
Oh, thank you. I love doing florals too. I'm working from a painting that I did at 𝗠𝗶𝗃𝗵𝗵 𝗟𝗂𝗺. There's just not the perfect flower photos, unless you do a deep dive, right? So I find it really exciting trying to compose the perfect flower painting.
Exactly. And I'm really excited to hear about this luminous gray situation because it seems like it's so easy to, gray out a flower and lose that luminosity of a nice chroma. So I'm really excited to see what you do with that today.
Absolutely. So I started mixing prior to getting here some phthalo green and quinacridone rose. One side of this is sticking to the phthalo green, and now I'm going to lighten this side that has a little more quinacridone. So right there we have two beautiful grays, right?
You're very brave using quinacridones as a gray. I don't think I've ever seen anybody make that choice before.
Yeah, that's funny that you say that because I figured in the intro that we would talk a little bit about you're in the atelier and I'm so far from that, So it is totally, it's a self-taught way of graying down things. So yeah, I like to share this stuff,
Well, there's so much great information, that people pick up along the way that is outside of the traditional atelier systems, and really what atelier training is just a collective body of knowledge that we should always be adding to. So you just added to my knowledge today.
Oh, I love that. I love that. I always say, you've got to be a little fearless with your creativity,
Yes.
And that's me. I'm pretty fearless when it comes down to it.
I think anybody working in the art world has to have a lot of guts, like to try to learn, to even be on a show like this. Like it takes guts to do
it. Right. Yeah. It is what I've done for 33 years. So, but it takes a little bit of courage to, stand up and come on here on Valentine's Day when everyone's out with their sweetheart,
Well, our true love might just be art, I think is what you're saying here.
I won't say that because I know my husband's watching.
Oh, okay. Yes.
I love painting and I love even more sharing with all the artists. There's a bunch of watch parties, just so you know, Mandy, happening there today for our show.
Oh, wonderful. I'm excited to hear more about it.
Yes, they're out there, those wild women painters. So here I have ultramarine blue and orange, probably a little more traditional with the grays and the browns. But if we start to leave our mixtures not fully mixed, we won't get the chalky. We'll get a lot of color amplified and just go in there slight with the white. Sometimes I think they get a little chalky when we overmix and use too much white.
Now I hear the word chalky thrown around a lot from lots of different artists, and I feel like everybody has a slightly different meaning when they say that. Could you tell us what you mean when you are talking about chalkiness in the paint?
Well, often things aren't grayed down with juicy strokes, okay? Sometimes the wrong mixture can make things look hazy or chalky or not vibrant and exciting. And often, it's just the subtle relationships that go from one thing to the next that cause a really beautiful painting, but I think chalky, also, if you're over licking and the out there,
Okay.
It definitely grays it down, but it also dulls it down. It dulls that finish down. I
Interesting.
encourage people to take their paint and make 3 strokes and then pick up more paint. So,
So
yeah.
I have never heard anybody include that definition. I'm so glad that I asked you because yes, when you like pet something a ton with your brush, it's going to gray it more. But you're saying there's actually more vibrancy even when you're using the gray to let the brush strokes kind of sing.
I think so. That's just my opinion. Often people say, I love what you're doing, but I love the light. And the more we tamp it down, gray it down, we lose that luminosity in our painting.
That's so true.
Okay, so this is our traditional way of mixing, or my traditional way of mixing. And as you can see, it took some thought for me to come up with these color mixtures. But I'm going to show you a more fun. Is that right? That's not right.
The mostest of the funnest or funnerness.
Funnest way to do this. And to allow yourself to have a multitude of grays, and we don't even have to think about it. So I'm going to add the yellow, the red, the blue. Everything comes out of those, right?
And can you tell us which red, yellow, and blue you're using today?
Today I'm using a cadmium yellow light, which is like a lemon, naphtha red.
I'm not familiar with that pigment. It looks like it's a little on the orangier side of red from
It is.
Okay.
Yeah. It is. And the reason I chose these and not the cadmium, the cadmium red is cadmium tends to take over, right? So these are very highly pigmented colors that I'm using today. And I hope you guys out there will try this exercise. It is so much fun. I find mixing paint anyways is fun. I don't know. The classes I teach on color temperature and color mixing and all of that, we tend to have a really nice time of, sometimes you don't play enough while you're painting, experiment enough. Sometimes you just take yourself so seriously. I think the learning process is frustrating. It is difficult.
It certainly can be, yes.
But if you allow yourself to have a little fun, which I mix the secondaries here. Now I'm going to mix the tertiaries here. I mean, just doing this is so much fun.
It's fun watching you do it. It's fun watching how much fun you're having doing it.
Right? I love it. I love painting. I love teaching.
Oh, you can tell. You have a joy in the way that you share this information.
Thank you.
So there's some questions about your setup there with your palette. It's like a vertical setup, and there's questions about the paint on top of it. And can you just tell us a little bit about what's going on? Did you make this? Did you buy this?
A friend of mine makes those. Yes, and I'll be happy to share that information.
Sure.
It is a 3D vertical palette.
Okay.
And sometimes when your paint is on the same plane as your painting, you can see a lot clearer what you have going.
Sure. So how are you having it held up there? Like, is it?
It's on my easel.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Isn't it fabulous? Oh my gosh.
What a lovely easel you have too. Oh my God. I am getting sucked in. That's gorgeous.
It is quite gorgeous. It really saves your wear and tear. You can move it one way or another, work on several paintings at a time.
Oh, I have not seen an easel like that. How neat.
Yes. I'll definitely share that information for you too. Okay, here we go. We're going to go round and round here. I'm going to start to mix some of the red right into the blue, into the green.
Oh my goodness. Look how brave this woman is, everybody. So she's making neutrals around a circle. I have never seen anybody do this. This is fascinating. I love it.
It is so beautiful. I mean, come on. Who doesn't love a nice prism of color. Now, here's when it gets really fun. So I'm taking a titanium white in the middle of it, which is going to start to gray everything down. Here we go.
You're getting some easel envy in the chat. Chocolate Mousse says, I have easel envy. Me too, Chocolate Mousse. Me too.
Oh, yes. This is an easel that's handmade in Fort Myers, Florida, and very well-known easel. And yeah, unfortunately, he took the storm, so we all did a fundraiser for him. And because he lets us do all this magic, you know.
Of course.
Come on. So can you see on film, on screen, the grays that I'm getting?
Yes, and they're so vibrant. These, like, I feel guilty even calling them grays. They're so colorful and yet still read as grays.
Yes, very beautiful and luminous. Luminous is the word I like to continue to, you know, you can come back this way and take it. So then, you know, if you have a pink rose and you're trying to amplify the color and you put a green gray next to the pink rose, it's going to help it sing, right?
Absolutely.
So that's my fun way of mixing.
I love your brain. You have a great brain. This color thinking is fantastic.
Thank you. Thank you. So we should probably move into how we're going to use those. I'm going to move this closer so that you can see everything. How about that?
Wonderful. Oh, and look at this magic easel you have. It's so easy to, and you're just literally barely touching it, and then it stays when you place it. Oh my gosh, you are breaking my mind right now.
It's a very wonderful easel. I am very grateful. My husband was very supportive when I went to purchase this easel. So
financial support, a supportive husband is a necessary part of
yes,
but a helpful addition to a painter's.
Yes, not saying no is great.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, I'm going to give you one more mixture. Like we have our fun color grays and we have those grays. I'm going to give you my favorite green mixture now. Many people I know don't have black on their palette. They're missing out on these greens. If you don't have black on there, you are missing the most beautiful greens. Let's show here. Look at this green.
Oh, that's beautiful.
So natural and earthy. And then over here with the lemon yellow. Yeah. A little more vibrant.
So which black are you using here?
It's an ivory black. It has a lot of blue in it. You know, it leans on the blue side. So I can come down and out of this palette here, just put even a little more blue to get a nice dark earthy green. I like that.
Yes, it's gorgeous.
You know, many tube greens come out and are just a little much, you know. So yeah, you know what? I need to oil this out, if you will. I did this little underpainting in quinacridone rose yesterday for the demo.
I have never seen anybody do an underpainting in quinacridone rose. You are so brave and so bold, and I can't wait to see how you, bring this to life today for us.
Tone it down, right?
Or not in the areas that you most want it, right?
Yeah, I am pretty brave with my colors, and or I like to think I am. But then again, there's that part of me that thinks it's just normal that everybody does.
You know, we get the whole spectrum of artists on this show, but I feel like this week the theme has been like exceptionally brave artists. Yesterday, we had an artist that did 2 paintings, entire paintings in 1 hour demo. I'm like,
oh my goodness.
How are you not having a heart attack right now?
And I'm glad I didn't watch that. I would have felt a lot of pressure for today.
No, but here I'm having a heart attack seeing the quinacridone rose underpainting. I'm like, how is she going to neutralize that? But I can see already your thought process and starting with the color and the beauty first and then toning it down.
Yes, yes. And those little shocks of pink that fly through the green are
Yes.
amazing.
Oh
Amazing.
my gosh.
They
I'm so impressed by this. I am enjoying this immensely.
Thank you. They I love, you know, just keeping my neutral or my darks really thin, and then I will enhance that and up my even on the light leaves. I'm not sure if you can see that. Do I need to bring the camera in a little closer?
Well, I'm torn because we love seeing your palette and the canvas at the same time. Let me know in the chat. Do you guys like seeing the canvas and the palette at the same time, or would you like to be closer to the canvas? We'll let the people decide.
Let the people choose.
Yes.
It's Valentine's Day. We should be sweet.
Oh. So I'm getting a yes, but I don't know which way that person wants. So, both please. We want it all. We're very greedy here.
We do want it all.
Everything.
How's that?
Well, that's good. That's a good compromise. We can still see your palette and see a little more close.
There we go. Okay. So I'm pulling this beautiful green that we mixed as a gray anyways out here. Now I don't have quite the, you know, the garish vibrancy when I'm pulling in some of these green leaves, which means it's already grayed down, right?
Well, and also having that pink underneath and painting green on it because they're somewhat opposite, right? Is just your underpainting is neutralizing only the greens while accentuating your pink. This is genius.
Like genius. It's hard for me to consume that, but I'm just using a little softening brush here, a little Mandy mop to soften those edges. I love edges. I love playing with edges, and I keep reaching down here because my palette is typically, you know, down here like a piano. You know where everything is. But
sure. So are you thinning your paint with anything, or are you using just straight pigment?
It's just pigment with a soft brush. I can start with the darker and have it thin and have those pinks sparkle through. And then I can load it. Let me show you how I load my brush, actually. I scoop it like this. I turn my hand over and I stroke. Again, scooping. This is a new piece of glass, so I'm slippery over here. So there we go. Again, 3 strokes and picking up more paint. That's pretty magical for the luminosity and also the thickness and the juiciness of the paint. So let's dive into the rose.
Okay, we have a couple questions in the chat that I want to ask you. So Laura Aros is asking if you would use a different color for the underpainting if you were painting a different color flower, or if you stick to the pink no matter what you're painting.
Oh no, I do not stick to the pink.
You didn't seem like a kind of person that has dogma.
No. Often I'll use a transparent red oxide. That's a great question because most of the underpaintings all of the underpaintings I do, I use a transparent pigment. And that also allows some of this canvas, the shock of blank canvas, the unfinished, non finito part of the painting to shine through. So maybe transparent red oxide, maybe Indian yellow. It does have to do with the colors that I'm painting, though.
Okay. Good to know.
Yes.
There's lots of love for you in the chat. Lots of people excited to try what you're showing us today. And lots of fans of your work, people who are familiar with your work and really love it. So
Thank you. I thought it was really fun that we were doing Valentine's Day because under every painting that I do, when I approach my canvas, I put a heart on there and then I wash it away. So under every painting is love.
Oh, you are such a romantic.
I find, and I teach a lot of classes, so I find there's a lot of fear, and we're like, oh, this is too precious already.
Right.
And, it can't be precious yet, you know, until you have to enter it in the museum, you know, let it be, let it, you know, create itself a little bit. You know, you don't know what you might discover about your painting in the process. Okay, so ready to do the flower?
Yes, yes.
Okay,
I can't wait. I don't know what kind of crazy thing you're going to do, but I know it's going to be great.
Well, I am going to reinforce the quinacridone rose a little bit. So I'm reaching up there for some quinacridone. In the shadow part, you know, when the light is hitting the rose, this concave shape that we want to get, the shadowed shape, needs to be shadowed at the top. And I don't know if you were here when I mentioned that this painting was done in plein air. I don't even have a photograph of the roses because I used to take a lot of photographs when I went out to plein air. Now I find it where sometimes I don't even get a picture of my painting. Okay, so loosely I'm going to lay in some Indian yellow at where the sun's going to hit this rose, which will make a nice, beautiful, glowy color. I am going to pull from this circle of grays that isn't mixed there, steal a little of that blue and enhance that shadow a little bit even more. Now, I want everyone to know that I'm not drawing this rose. You know, I'm not close like that. I'm just indicating, I'm not illustrating. And that is sort of my theory behind my work, is to keep it really nice and loose. You have to indicate and not necessarily illustrate. There are some amazing illustrators out there. So
Sure.
I'll leave that to them.
I love it. I love that you know who you are as a painter and know what you like and what you love, and that you're not, you know, chasing something that isn't true, your truth, right?
Yes.
You're so authentic in your approach to this.
Thank you. Coming around the top, that means a lot. Coming around the top, I'm just going to soften the edges. I think edges are everything in this loose style. You know, if we, again, illustrate this whole flower and have hard edges, it doesn't lay in the landscape there. So softening it there with some more of that Indian yellow will become even more vibrant. So let's go ahead and attack this peachy color that's going to lay right on the cup of the rose, if you will. I'm going to go right into this gray.
Whoa.
Yeah. Yes, there's a peach there that's, look at that, how that just calms that color down a little bit. Grays it down, if you will. I think we have a misunderstanding that gray has to be boring, you know.
You are full of fabulous quotes. We have a misunderstanding that gray has to be boring. Are you listening to this, people? Gray does not have to be boring.
Boring, no boring. Can you see it start to take place there?
That's beautiful.
I'm going to throw just outside of here a little bit of this bluish gray, if you will, just to, again, let it sit in the environment. See how that just softened that down, takes that harsh green away, and it can live right there. Yeah. Beautiful. Maybe a little purple. That seems a lot more fun.
I love your brain so much.
Thank you. It is definitely not traditional, and it's okay.
But it's not traditional. It's just kind of coming at it, from a different angle. So, my background is in like the really tight atelier training, but what you're doing is essentially you are neutralizing. You're just using what we call in the atelier a chromatic neutral and coming at it a slightly different way, but the result just is really beautiful and seeing it's gorgeous.
Thank you. I have I've tried some ateliers, some training. I think even in something loose and chromatic like this, you still have to have a nice, good understanding of drawing, a good understanding of color. I think I love the atelier, actually. I go there for figure drawing and all of that. Of course, nothing ups your game like a nice figure drawing session, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, I'm gonna hit this now with some warm white on the outside of this rose. And I really want you to see the loose brushwork that I'm gonna give this in dance. So I use what I call the Morse code method. I do a little dot, stroke. So if I say it and do it, it's not as, it doesn't come off as random. So let me try it without saying it. What I'm trying to do is just keep my my hand from drawing the subject matter.
The Morse code.
Nice and loose.
Oh, how great.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about the surface you're painting on today?
Yeah, I am on a linen panel, acrylic prime linen. I tend to slip around a little much on the oil primed, but I like both. I like both. It is a linen though. I think a quality canvas is everything. Quality paint, quality everything. I mean, if you're going to do this, it's hard enough not to have good tools, right?
Well, I imagine especially somebody who clearly loves color as much as you do, would just not be satisfied with the student grade paint.
No way. No way. I'm very particular about the paints I use, and yeah, the brushes, we kind of get particular, right? Like when it matters. These are the important things in life that we should worry about.
Absolutely.
The brushes and the paints and the pigment. Okay, I feel like I'm a little tight, believe it or not. So I'm gonna take my palette knife.
You are just full of surprises. Okay.
Yes.
Now, are you also thinking Morse code with your palette knife here?
I'm dancing. This is the dance.
We have Morse code, we have dancing, we have joyful iterations of every aspect of this painting.
Yes, that's me. That's me.
You are such a joy to watch. This is delightful.
Thank you. We have to stay on that positive. When you make your income full-time being an artist, you got to stay happy and joyful.
Can you tell us a little bit about your journey to a full-time artist?
Yeah, I was a faux finisher and a muralist for 30 years. I was on food stamps when I started that journey, rolled pennies to go to my first class. And my first job ended up in the local magazine, and away I went.
Wow.
Yes.
That's a great story.
So I've been doing plein air for 10 years. I'm doing, all the events from Ireland to Italy to, Easton, all those events. and only been doing it for 10 years, but I keep my head down and I stay very, very focused. It's very important to me. Yeah. So as a matter of fact, I'm going to be at PACE on faculty. This will be my second year. I hear that.
How exciting.
I know. I love it out there. I love it. I love meeting everyone that I see online. And I understand today is the last day for the early birds, so y'all better come see me out there.
It is true. So the prices go up tonight. And our guest today is one of the many instructors that'll be there, and PACE is May 19th through the 25th. So you want to make sure not to miss it.
Yes, yes. We can all have fun with grays out there.
And fun with you and your magical word choices. Please make sure to check out her website. You can do that at 𝗍𝗫𝗄𝗆.com and on Instagram at 𝗍𝗫𝗄𝗆717.
Yes, 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 yes. Okay, look at this just come together. You know, it's funny because, you know, talking and painting, like I didn't even know it was coming together.
I feel like I looked at it and it was a pink canvas, and then I blinked and you have this beautiful flower on there. I still am not sure how you pulled off this magic.
Thank you. That's so kind of you.
It's legitimate, like just my astonishment. My genuine astonishment.
Well, we definitely need to meet and go sketching or something like that.
I would love to. I would love to. You said you're in Florida?
I am.
I'm in the New York City area, but if I'm in Florida, I will make sure to let you know. And if you're in the New York City area, make sure to let me know. Although New York City is the grayest place I've ever lived.
I'll bring it color.
You will. If anybody can use quinacridone to paint a New York City landscape, it would be you.
Yes, I will bring you some color. Yes, it's funny because my husband actually, who's not an artist, I test him often, but I say to him, if you can't say that's gray, what color is it? So we have you know, I have this question for him often because I'm always sorry, I sculpt that little bud in there. I'm always looking everywhere at all these different grays and all these different colors. I also in my plein air classes, we talk about every day, if you can't say that's green, what color is it?
Oh, that's such a great question to ask students.
Yeah, if you can't put the label on it, you know, because you need to learn how to mix that. Oh, look at this gray right here. Oh, so fun. See, and everyone's saying, but I see purple, but that just means it's cool, right?
Right, right.
Yes. Okay, let's get another flower, but I can't believe I've actually come this far, so that's good.
So Chicky Nelson is asking, any tips for starting out on plein air painting? You said that you're relatively new to it. I mean, you've been doing it 10 years. That's not new in my opinion, but you know, they're feeling shy about getting out there. Do you have any tips for them?
Well, you have to come to the convention and nobody there is shy because we're all out there together. You might be shy. Don't feel shy. My first plein air adventure, I sat on the ground. I did not know what plein air was. And I sat on the ground with a tabletop easel on the side of the road, painting a train track. And it all sort of grew from there. I think knowing that the world loves art in itself, nobody's going to walk by and be negative to you. They can't. And if they do, just act like you have your earphone in. Like, I'm on a call, you know?
Do you ever have the problem where people interrupt you too much and you can't paint because they're so curious about what you're doing?
Absolutely. But I don't mind because they could be my next student. They could be my next collector. Sure. You know, I look at things like that. You know, I enjoy the engagement with the the audience, you know. I
With
think
your
that,
adoring public.
yes, I think I think mostly people will live in a city,
Mhm.
say for 20 years, and an artist is standing there painting something that they have never seen. And
Mm.
they're like, how have I not seen this? And I look at them and go, I don't know, you know, because I saw it, you know. So
It's true. We kind of are the people, like the eyes for the non-artists out there in the world, helping them see something that they overlook or don't, appreciate in the same way.
right. It's amazing. But what even I pass by in my own city. So, you know, being one who works full-time as an artist, people tend to say, oh, we love Sarasota, it's so beautiful. And I'm like, oh, you know, because I live here, you know. So
Yes, yes,
it is eye-opening for people to see what they're missing out there.
for sure.
All right, let's talk a second about leaves and foliage. We have a lot of times I wonder if people observe the skylight on the foliage in the leaves. So a great way to indicate that is to use exactly that, your blues and purples that are grays, to create the leaf. So let me create a little leaf down here for you. How's that looking?
Oh, it's beautiful.
Okay, good. A bouquet of roses for Valentine's Day.
Right. We have about 5 minutes left to work today, and there's some questions about the brushes that you're using. Could you tell us a little bit about them?
Okay, so I was using a really nice big brush here, size 10 flat. It is a synthetic, and I'm using that one. This is the Mandy mop, which is a really, really soft brush. I go through about 5 of these a month because I tend to love to paint with them. I like to have all soft edges and then bring some back into focus instead of doing it the other way. I do like to do that, you know. So those are the 2 I used today. And the palette knife. I'm like, wow, I only used 2 brushes. And as you can see, I have like a million brushes. But we tend to, you know, do that. Don't forget in the foliage to leave those sparkles come through. You can always fill those in if you need to. Don't fill them in because your husband says you need to.
Great advice.
Nothing against my husband, because
Sure.
he's used to mine being loose, but I know that unless people are exposed to an impressionism style, sometimes they just need to be educated.
Sure.
Okay? So educate those the people who don't understand yet. Just educate them that you meant to do that.
Yes. Yet being the key word, because you are clearly an educator as well as a painter, right? That you care about sharing your knowledge with the world. So
Absolutely. It is very important to me. I didn't know it was that important until 2020. I didn't start teaching until 2020. So yeah, that was the blessing that came out for me, is that I didn't know I was a teacher.
You have a great knack for teaching. It's wonderful. I'm glad you discovered that.
Thank you. Okay.
And Susan in the chat is saying, sounds like the voice of experience. Don't fill them in if your husband tells you to, LOL.
I might have told someone in a class, you know,
Yes.
you know, until the paintings are done, and you know, you got to step back a little bit from it, you know, to see its glory. So yeah, I'm just encouraging from experience, you know, like.
Absolutely. So when somebody is watching you paint and they come up and talk to you and you say you don't mind it because they could be your next student, they could be your next purchaser of your artwork, what what do you do to transition them from casual observer to purchaser or to student? Like what do you say to them, or do you have a business card, or how does that interaction go?
That's a great question. When I'm in plein air, typically I'm working with a charity. That's when I educate them on the charity and the reason that I'm here painting. And if I can give advice, I make sure that they know that this is their beautiful city that I'm painting and their cause that I'm working so hard for, whether it's to, keep Seminole beautiful, or the different charities that we're working for, saving the oyster beds in Appalachia, or, bringing awareness to the art program in their city. I let them know that that's the reason I'm here, and that's the reason I'm working in their beautiful place, Yeah. Does that help?
Yes.
Okay.
I always find that we think that we have to be great artists to sell our work, but it seems like there's also a little bit of business acumen that comes along with being able to paint full time.
Yeah. I definitely think I spend quite a bit of time cultivating the business end of it. It is not the easy part of my job, for sure.
Do you think your experience in your previous line of work helped you with that?
I do. I really do. And, my previous line of work, I was always in someone's house making it beautiful, and you really don't want to mess with their walls. So I was always under a little bit of pressure, if you will, to make things beautiful. And I think that has enhanced my ability to paint in front of people.
Sure.
So, but if you're nervous and you need a paint buddy, find me at Pace and I'll be your buddy. Paint with.
You're so sweet.
Yes.
You hear that, everybody? Find her at Pace. She'll be your paint buddy. You don't have to sit alone on the side of the road.
Yes. Absolutely.
And so I was asking if you teach online.
I do. I'll be teaching probably, you'll have to check my website, but in June and August is usually when I'm home long enough to teach online, so, boy, that is illustrated. I got to knock it out.
I am afraid we have like 30 seconds left.
Okay. I am putting a little more pink in that. I forgot to talk about the directional arrow. I usually put an arrow right here for those of you who tend to get lost and have your light source coming from different spots. Put an arrow right there on your canvas. You can cover it up. So my light source is coming in. So that would mean that this side of this rose right here needs shadow and this side needs light. I find that a common thing that I'm helping people with a lot. Ooh, that was good last minute. Get in there,
Yeah, very magical.
Okay, good.
All right.
Good.
Thank you so much. I'm afraid we are out of time today. Again, everybody, make sure to follow Michelle at her website, michelleheld.com, and on Instagram at michelleheld717. It was such a delight to paint with you today. Thank you, Michelle.
Thank you so much.
All right. And we have a gift for you. You can download the free video, 97 Incredible Art Secrets. Go to 97artsecrets.com/ASL. And I'm sure everybody is eager to hear from Eric. It's been a week now that I've been substituting for him. So let's find out what he's been up to. Where in the world is Eric Rhodes?
Where in the world am I? Well, I am out on St. Augustine Beach, and we're out here painting. There's a few of us out here. There's a bunch down the road, and we are painting during Winter Art Escape. It's a full week to get away from the winter weather, and I look like I'm all bundled up here, but it's only because it's hot, right? It's 80 degrees, 85 degrees, and the sun is beating down, so this is keep my long sleeves on so I don't get a sunburn. We're having a great time. We did portrait night the last couple of nights. Each day we go to a different location. We painted all around St. Augustine, some of the classic buildings, some of the beautiful parks, and today we're painting the lighthouses and the oceans, and we are just having a great time. Tonight we're going to be nocturne painting together, those of us who want to do it. Some others are going to be doing portrait painting, and then tomorrow night we get to go to a gallery for an opening, a Valentine's Day opening that we're all invited to, which is going to be fun. Saturday morning we all say goodbye. We've all gotten very close. It's going to be hard to say goodbye, but we'll see each other again in the Adirondacks at my publisher's invitational there, or we'll see each other at Fall Color Week in Door County. Either way, it's hard to say goodbye, but we are having a lot of fun plein air painting. I will try to show you what I've been working on here, if I can possibly turn the camera around. Let's see if we can get it here. Yeah, there's a little piece there. Working on the ocean and just trying to get it right. It takes a lot of patience. I need 𝗠𝗶𝘅𝗶𝗵 by my side. Okay, that's where I am. Take care.
Oh, good to see you, Eric, as always. Make sure that you don't forget to sign up for Acrylic Live, March 26th through 28th, 2025, with Essential Techniques Day on March 25th. It's 4 days of premium instruction in acrylic painting, and you can sign up at acryliclive.com/ASL. And of course, if you enjoyed this demo today, you definitely don't want to miss up at the Plein Air Convention and Expo. It is time to sign up. The prices go up tonight. Today's guest and 80 other instructors will be there. PACE is on May 19th through 25th, and you don't want to miss it. Sign up at pleinairconvention.com/ASL. And everyone, don't forget to subscribe to this channel at Art School Live and on YouTube at Eric Rhodes on Instagram. You can also see more of my work at 𝗠𝗶𝘃𝗄𝗆𝗍𝗔𝗍𝗔𝗍𝗔.com and follow me on my social media at Mandy Fine Artist. I'm a classically trained painter and I run an online atelier. I hope you'll join me there. Thank you, everybody. It was such a delight to have you all here and to paint these beautiful flowers with our guests today. And I will see you on Monday.